Alright, it is Thursday, December 23rd. Getting down to the wire here. I was tagged out and I ended up going to buy another doe tag because I really want to get a doe so that I can get some meat sticks and jerky from our local meat processor. So I ended up going to get another doe tag because we have late doe season here in Michigan until the end of the year. So we have family Christmas tonight, and the kids and wife are already over at the in-laws. So, and I was working this afternoon. Wife Danny said it was okay if I quick run out and hunt for a couple hours here because everyone can't get to the in-laws anyway before I can. So I'm gonna run over here to our lease. It's only a couple minutes from my house. And hopefully get a doe to come walk out. We haven't been seeing a ton of deer there, but our food plots are doing really well. There's still a bunch of radishes and turnips left, so hoping to catch one. It kind of snowed a little bit this morning. It's stuck for now. It's supposed to warm up over the next couple of days, and honestly I'm just kind of running out of time if I want to fill this doe tag, so I'm getting out later than I wanted. I had a couple things I was trying to finish up for work, and I was supposed to go with my brother-in-law, but it ended up last minute he couldn't make it, so I'm gonna try and get out myself. We have a tent blind out there already, but it's not in a great spot for the wind, so thinking we have a big tower blind at the end. It's just so far away that the shots are very far, but you can see a lot from it. So I brought another tent blind that I could pop up, but I think I'm just gonna make a last minute game time decision here as I'm walking out and decide if I'm gonna pop up my second tent blind closer to the food plot, or if I'm gonna go sit in that tower blind and then potentially just make a move on a deer if I see him come out. Yeah, I don't really know. I feel like with the little bit amount of time I have left, I should probably just go sit in the blind, but we'll see. I'll catch up with you guys once I get out there. So I ended up, I'm just gonna go sit in this stand at the end. We call it the tower blind or the Taj Mahal. I don't know if you can see, there's the tent blind right there. The food plot's right behind it. It's about 200 yards, a little more, maybe 250 from this tower blind to the food plot, but I have like an hour of light left, so I just don't have time to set up another tent. I'm just gonna have to kind of run and gun here, but I think it can still work. We'll see. The good thing is we'll be able to see a lot from up here with the snow, and the leaves are off the apple trees now, so hopefully we'll get to see something at least. And just as I had hoped not, the deer have come out into our food plot at about 250 yards. I've been in the stand for less than 5 minutes. It looks like a mom and a yearling. It's a little hard to tell. The third one has now come out. Looks like they're kind of feeding in our food plot right there. It'd be nice to be in that tent right about now. season in Michigan. I'm at my uncle's with my dad this morning. I'm all packed up, ready to leave the truck. He just took off a second ago, get a head start. We're going back to a spot we sat earlier in the season with my son. And my uncle, I talked to my uncle yesterday, and he said he saw a pile of them in here yesterday morning. We already saw a bunch on our way in on this road. We had probably 10 that were in different spots along the road, so they're already up and moving this morning. We're supposed to get a huge snowstorm this afternoon, like 6 to 8 inches or something, so this is really literally the last chance to be out, so we'll pick it up in the stand, hoping that we get some movement early. Business. Okay. Did you keep your bullets or did you? Oh, there they are. I'm not gonna view from this though. Front one looks pretty good size. In that second, I think you ought to get your gun up. Yeah, ready? Oh, they didn't even recognize it. What do you think? Which one? Give me a second. Second one. You got it. Good.
now.
Yep.
Okay. Last one.
Yep.
Okay. I'm on her. There you go. Up. Hang on. Okay, I'm with her. Are you ready? Yeah.
You went back the other way?
Yep. That last one. Got her. Hit her.
She's going down, right?
Yep. She ain't gonna recover from that.
Yeah. She ain't holding that. I hit her that first time, right?
It did not appear that way, but I can't say for sure.
Definitely heard it the second time.
Yeah. Well, the second time she just humped right up like nobody's business, so.
Yes.
Nice going.
Let's go.
I went looking for the others, but they took off. I don't know where they went. Do you?
Yeah, it looked like they went towards that other field.
Okay. But they left the field, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't see them anymore. I'm gonna have to kick the heater back down here like that. Nicely done. Her buddies left her high and dry, I think.
Yeah.
Like, good luck.
Oh, I got a
Celebratory coffee. Nice. Boy, we went from 0 to 100, like just like that.
0 to hero. Venison sticks. Let's go.
Well, and it seemed like they started moving pretty quick across there too. I was like, whoa, hang on. We might.
Well, they went from they were all just kind of chilling. It almost looked like they were going to go away.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, like,
yeah,
can't shoot that way.
Up in that corner area up there.
And then they were looking. I don't know if the cows are out in that pasture, but they were looking really hard that way. You were still messing with the camera. I was watching with my binoculars. They were looking down in that pasture over there, and then they turned around and came back. And
yeah, there's the pasture there.
Once they decided they were going across that field, they made pretty good time.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to really decide which one was the biggest, and it was hard because they kept switching places. And
yeah. And then, Drew, I want to tell you, I think that's that hole, that I stopped at this morning to take a look at why they had dug that hole.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? I think that's where they were.
Could be, yeah.
Especially at 244 yards. That's probably about right where I was. We'll have to video that hole and see what the heck it is.
Yeah. There's still a bunch of freaking squirrels over there.
Well.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah.
I was kind of glad that it ended up coming through this window because I could rest on this.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous about trying to shoot freehand out of here.
I had to skinny up the tripod legs
I saw you doing that.
to get it so that I could film out this side window, because I don't know, maybe I should show it. That Drew was shooting out of that window, and I was.
Well, you were in this window.
Yeah.
And then you had to move it over one.
Yeah, once they started. Once they started making the run across there. Yeah, that was good. That was good. I can put my binoculars away now. Didn't need those. Do you have your binoculars on? Well, I'm looking at them through a 20 power video.
Yeah, that's true. I just wanted you to help me figure out which one was the biggest, and I needed to get my gun out.
Right. Well, the worst part, it did help actually, because I could leave the camera on them and then look at them with my binoculars. So it worked good. Cameraman.
My stomach is going.
Time to your celebratory coffee woke everything up this morning, I guess. So time to go have some breakfast.
Yeah, you gotta call Cushman's and see if they're open. I don't know if they'll be open today.
Oh,
That's okay.
yeah.
I can hang it up in the yard.
Right. Well, I guess we're we're in good shape now. Oh, interesting that you don't realize that there's that hill and you can't even see.
What? All these
Yeah.
turkey tracks everywhere.
Yeah.
Look like pretty good sized ones too.
Yeah. They must have been here just gathering up some of the leftover corn around the stand or something.
Good size.
Yeah, she is.
Right on the shoulder.
Yeah.
It was a little low, so yeah, I bet she was a little farther than what I thought.
Yeah.
You can see the freaking red carpet.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we put a quick
Yeah.
back trail it? I'm
Go
curious
back.
how far she was that second shot.
Right. I don't know if I see anything past here. Do you?
No. $200 on the dot.
That's what I was gonna say. With the 244 where she died and where we walked to,
That's what
felt.
we said in the stand. I was like, if she's 244, I bet she's right around 200.
Yeah.
And she might have been a tad closer on that first shot, but not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just way further than what I thought.
Yeah.
These open fields,
Yeah.
it's hard to judge distance.
Right. Well, we can kind of, in the future, we can kind of say from that
Yeah,
tree on the corner, that big tree,
that's 200.
that's our 200 mark there. And
I went up there and I just laid my gun on her and the blood just was pumping out of
Oh,
her.
yeah?
I think it's straight heart based on how far she went.
yeah,
Straight through the shoulder.
yeah, it was a good shot. Real good shot. And old Seiko 30-06.
well, we got it done. It's a good sized doe. It's always, my dad and I were just talking, he kind of has a rule, and I agree too. It's, don't shoot if you're trying to shoot a doe, make sure it's in a group of them, because it's just so much easier to tell the size of them. This time of year, some of those button bucks get to be, a little bigger sized, and we had that problem a couple weeks ago where it's just so hard to tell what's the button buck, what's a, good mature doe. And we were sitting there, and I don't know about Dad, but I was starting to get a little bit annoyed. Like, it's 8:45 and we still hadn't seen anything, and we had been seeing deer all up the road as we were driving in this morning. We had seen lots of deer. I think I said it earlier, my uncle was in here yesterday and he told me he saw 50 deer over here. So 50. So yeah. I was expecting to see a little bit more, but hadn't seen anything, and starting to get a little on the depressed side. And because I said it earlier too, we're getting a storm this afternoon, so this is kind of my last chance to hunt here. And I'm looking up over here, and all of a sudden out comes, I thought 2, and it ended up, what was it, 5 of them, I think?
Yeah.
4 or 5.
5 or 6, I had to say.
And they came out, which all the trails we were seeing were up towards this hill over here. So we kind of figured they were going to come from that direction. And sure enough, they popped out on the edge, and they kind of came back and checked this cow pasture over here behind us. I don't know if they just didn't like something or what, but they ended up turning around and came down this hill in the cornfield here and straight parallel to us, and kind of stopped, and it worked out good. They kind of stopped out in the middle and fed for a second, and we were able to pick out which one was the biggest. And we had to kind of switch windows at the last second there, so Dad was able to kind of move over a window, and I was able to get down on my knees and get a pretty good rest on the window ledge, and took the first shot. And for whatever reason, I didn't feel good about it, and we range found it. She's at 245 right now. We figured the first shot was right around 200, maybe a touch under the first shot. And she kind of turned and circled around and stopped again. And in my head, I'm like, oh, great. Like, she didn't act like, she had just been hit. No. So I quick reloaded, and I was, I don't know if it was a little bit of nerves and a lot further than what I thought she was. But I was able to kind of settle down the second shot and really settle in, and got a good shot on the second one. And you could tell, right, I could see it through my scope that I had hit her good on the second shot, and she, hunched back all the way over here. She made it 44 yards. So it looked like we were looking, and the blood is, I don't know if you can see that. The blood was pumping pretty good out of there. So I'm guessing it's probably pretty much straight heart through there. But yeah, good doe. Last day, last chance of the season. So can't ask for much better. Ended up being, like I said, a 200-yard shot. That's probably the furthest I've shot a deer, I would say. We usually don't get much over 100, so happy with the second shot. And it's kind of a good reminder when they get out in these open fields to throw a quick rangefinder on them. It's so hard to tell how far they are on these open fields. I would have said it was 150, but yeah, great end of the season. This is my 4th deer this year, so one of my better seasons ever that I've had. And it was cool, getting to end it out with my dad behind the camera. Sounds like you got some pretty good footage, so we'll put the final judgment on it. But as long as you got the record button,
before a fall.
Yeah. As long as you got the record button, I'm happy this time.
Come on. Set low expectations.
Yes. But yeah, this one I'm taking to the butcher and getting some venison sticks and probably some jerky, and I'm gonna try some new stuff this time. So super happy. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Good job, Drew.
Thanks. Bye.